Before the first atom spun, a question hung in eternity's court, not from God, but against him. Can a created being become its own source? This was not curiosity. A cosmic challenge that demanded a verdict not for God, he already knew, but for the moral and ontological integrity of all created things. Creation, therefore, was more than overflow of love. It was a laboratory of demonstration. To render the case conclusive, the creature was given two essential attributes: genuine will, the ability to choose against its own good and against the source, and reflective glory, bearing the imago Dei, enough beauty and capacity to make the attempt to usurp sourcehood credible. Adam was the primary subject. Eve was the critical control, the glorious recipient, the perfect measure of what flows through her head. If Adam functioned as faithful conduit, she would flourish. If he corrupted the flow by seizing sourcehood, she would be the first casualty. Her pain, subjugation, and relational fracture quantifying the toxicity of corrupted headship. Adam crossed the boundary. The data point was recorded. Creature attempting autonomy corrupts itself and its closest relational reality. But one data point is insufficient for universal verdict. God let the experiment run to its global conclusion. He permitted the Adamic failure to replicate across generations. Cain, Lamech, Nimrod, Pharaoh, every empire, king, system, and self-made savior. Each iteration added evidence. Man playing God over woman, relational hell. King playing God over people, oppression. Culture playing God over truth, chaos. History itself became the ledger. Compiling the proof, creature as source produces only death. The project of self-sourcing, when given infinite rope, builds towers that become tombs, cities that become cages, and identities that become echoes in a vacuum. Then, after millennia of accumulated evidence, the control subject entered the lab. Jesus Christ, the second Adam, was placed in identical conditions, tempted to seize sourcehood, command these stones to become bread, entrusted with glory, surrounded by corrupted authorities playing God. His response was singular, perfect, and devastating. Sustained dependence. Man shall not live by bread alone. Every betrayal, every lash, every blasphemy, every God-forsaken cry, the sum total of creature as source poison, was poured into him. He became the diagnostic tool that received the fatal injection and survived. The resurrection is the published result. The empirical QED, the body that absorbed the accumulated death of all human autonomy attempts, burst forth imperishable. The verdict is now eternal, historical, and sealed. Lucifer's hypothesis, a creature can sustain its own glory, be its own source, is disproven. The divine created order given freedom to attempt it. There is no other source. All life is gift. The fall was necessary, not as a divine accident or tragic surprise, but as the inescapable demonstration that the Creator alone is source, so that every mouth would be stopped, every argument exhausted, every alternative proven bankrupt. We now live in the post-verdict world. The experiment is over, the data is in, the defense rests. The only thing left is to bow, or to build our own tower into the void, forever trying to prove what has already been disproven by blood and empty tomb. The fracture was permitted so the healing could be undeniable. The fall was allowed so the rise could be everlasting. And the Creator was proven, not by power alone, but by letting the creature try and fail, and be caught in mid-fall by nail-scarred hands.